Alright, guys, welcome to part 2 of our confession for Umineko. The reason why I'm here instead of in the actual video is because one of my keys for setting up the recording is actually the home key, which would mean that it would start this way from the beginning. But because YouTube, you know, is so kind and saves our progression from last time, I'm not recording these videos back to back, by the way. It's been like a day since I recorded the first R confession video, and about, I don't know, 12 hours or something since I uploaded the video. Not more than that. Like, no, it's been like 20 hours. What do I mean? What do I mean 12? Like 20 hours. So I put it yesterday, but I also recorded it yesterday. Um, so what I'm basically trying to get at is, yeah, our YouTube saves our progress, so we can click on the video now, and it should be on, yeah, where George finds the body here. So we decided this was a good stopping point last time. We have about, yeah, 40 minutes left of this. We can go back a little bit. We have 40 minutes left of this extra session. I guess I could say that, and then we'll be reading the last note, of course. Y'all know already. Now with our with this, thankfully, actually, I thought that was a pretty good idea. With this, since I already uploaded it, um, as in I already uploaded the part one video for this, which means I already have gotten some replies from some of y'all, and one of the replies, mentioned how, yeah, this shows us a little more about how, people like Rosa, or what I'm saying, or yeah, obviously, or Eva could have been convinced to act as accomplices in the different. I don't know if game boards is the right word. I guess we can say game boards, yeah, or the different, what I'm saying, not cat boxes, the different bottles, yeah, the different bottles, all the stories that um, Yasuda, Sayo, that was her name. I was so used to saying Yasuda when reading episode 7, because that was like the name that was revealed, shown to us or revealed to us about, Yasuda's name, but it is Sayo. I just gotta get used to saying Sayo. So Sayo, with her message bottles, yeah, she wrote a bunch of different ways that the fan members could have become, accomplices, and ways for battlers to figure it out, right? So this episode kind of goes into that, which I lightly went into last time, but not, a commenter pointed it out, and they made a good point. So yeah. Uh, but we're continuing now. Shannon is dead in the bathroom of the guest house. George is right outside. Unfortunately for George, he can't enter the women's bathroom. I mean, he can enter now. If there's a dead body, I think that's pretty valid. This is, I'm totally a normal human being. If I hear a scream in the women's bathroom, and supposedly a dead body, I'm entering. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm entering it, if at least for being able to help out in case that if it is a murder like this one, quote unquote, murder. When we know what happened, Shannon actually just went out the window, and Kumasawa locked it from inside and then acted like there's a dead body, which is Shannon's dead body, quote unquote. And this is how you fake the scenario in the magic world, and it's like, oh my god, now we have a locked room situation. But that's not the point. That's not, the main point. The main point here is that, if if this was an actual murder, and a culprit still in the bathroom going crazy, me entering, maybe I can make a small difference at least. Maybe, one person dies in the situation, the person that was found dead in the bathroom. Maybe it was stabbed. Maybe one woman was stabbed by another woman or something. Maybe me entering the woman's bathroom to prevent that woman from doing any more stabbing is, what I'm saying? Like, in this hypothetical, now, this is a wild hypothetical. I hope it never happens. Not just. This sounds selfish, like, oh man, because obviously stuff like that happens. I don't know about women's bathroom, how common that is, but I mean, it happens. Obviously, stabbings happen, people die, etc. But so it sounds selfish for me to say. I hope it never happens in my vicinity. I'm not gonna say I hope it happens in my vicinity, right? Because that's also like you don't want it to happen at all. That's the point I'm trying to get is I don't want it to happen at all. Um, but if it does happen in my vicinity, you know what I'm saying? If I can save an extra person's life, maybe I can get in there and I mean, I don't have any martial art skills, but if my strength can do some difference, save maybe one woman's life, or at least prevent her from getting more injured than she already is, then I'm plenty happy. For example, in this specific scenario. Now, you know, George, unfortunately, he obviously wouldn't have known that a murder was gonna happen, so he was just waiting outside the bathroom, like, okay, what's up? All right, waiting for, you know what I'm saying, my future wife, Shannon. And then this happened. But yeah, so I don't know what that yap was for me at the start here. So let's continue on from last time. Yeah. Whoa, it's loud. Is the audio good for y'all? I hope the audio is good for y'all. It sounds loud for me. Okay. George opens the door to the girl's bathroom. See, that's the right play, right? Like, if you hear, you know, especially an old woman wailing in the bathroom, like, ah, like a big shriek, like, you know, saying, oh my god, like that, I'm entering the bathroom. No, on no weird business, genuinely on no weird business. I'm entering. I don't care if it's a women's bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who cares about naked bodies at that point? If we're talking life or death, you know, someone's shrieking in the bathroom. I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna be like, "What's up?" Right? Okay, maybe like just in case, like not actual murder. If she's shrieking for no reason, maybe I'll knock real quick, like, hey, you good? You all okay in there? Like, and if she screams again, or if she's like, no, help or something, or help or something like that, I'm entering. If I hear help, especially scream of help, I'm entering. Right? If I just hear scream but nothing, maybe I'll knock a little bit, like, hey, are you good? Just okay? But hey, better be safe than sorry, right? Like, if it ends up being a false alarm, boo-hoo, like, at least we don't have a dead person. Like, all right, maybe like, you know, it's weird for me to be in a women's bathroom. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but at least, you know what I'm saying. I could have prevented the alternative, but of course, maybe I wouldn't enter right away. Maybe there will be a bit of hesitation, like, hey, you get in there. But if I hear, you know, a woman screaming help, like help in the bathroom, bro, I'm entering. I don't care. I'm entering. I'm like, all right, I'm here to help. Like, what's up? I'm on my Sanji mode. You know, nah, actually, I was gonna say, you know, Sanji would enter if a woman screamed for help, but Sanji would enter even if a woman didn't scream for help. That's the problem. See, don't be like Sanji. Be like Sanji in the moment where when they actually scream for help. Don't be like Sanji in the moment when he wants to be creepy. That I don't condone. But okay, anyway. When he does, Kibosama's face will be pale and she will be pointing to a stall, shaking. Shannon went into the girl's bathroom before Kimosawa. Kimosawa's scream had conveyed only that something strange had happened to Shannon. Fearing the worst, George peered into the stall that Kimosawa was pointing at. There was, pasted thickly in red, a creepy magic circle drawn on the wall in blood-like paint. This is where George and Shannon die. There were 3 stalls, but all of them were empty. There was only one entrance, and since George had been there the whole time, right now, Shannon should be somewhere in the bathroom. It's hard for George to imagine, but she could have left through the window in the back. But if the window's locked, you can't lock it from outside. Haha! However, it's locked from the inside, and he can't understand why Shannon would need to crawl out a window in the first place. And because it's locked from the inside, you know that Shannon could not have exited and locked the window from outside. Ho ho! How do we solve this situation? It makes no sense. This couldn't happen. Shannon suddenly disappeared and was exchanged for a creepy magic circle. On the toilet in the stall with the magic circle, there was a mysterious envelope, just like the last tauntful envelope from the witch. Since this where Kumasawa stabs in the back, George picked up the envelope and violently tore it open. Seeing only a single short sentence, as if assaulted by a wave of dizziness, George staggered into the wall, collapsing against it. On the second twilight, tear apart the two who are close. Since I'd like to make Florus the one responsible, I want to leave some Florus-style evidence. Something like having the stall be hideously burned, or having traces of an explosion from inside it. Explosion? Explosion! Once again, they'll find weird evidence that they'll think clearly could not be produced by human means. Regarding this, it could all be prepared with leisure before the incident. The only problem is the possibility that one of the women would come into this bathroom beforehand. Who's remaining? Okay, I guess Jessica and Maria. I was gonna say, who's remaining that's a woman that, you know what I'm saying, that isn't an accomplice? Because most of the women are just aunts, the aunts and stuff, right? But you've killed all the aunts, and then obviously Nancy's an accomplice. I'm like, who's remaining? Right? And obviously Kumasawa is with them. Shannon is an accomplice or the culprit. So who's remaining? I guess Jessica and Maria, but Jessica and Maria is like, I guess that is the only risky part. Because Jessica Maria would be here. It's more about how can they convince Jessica Maria not to enter the bathroom, and how you can prepare the incident beforehand, and during that time not have Jessica Maria enter and make it seem normal that you say no, don't enter the bathroom right now. I mean, luckily it worked out, I guess. Or maybe you time it from when they do go to the bathroom. Like if you suddenly notice that Maria says, "I'm gonna go to the bathroom," Jessica goes, "You know what? Yeah, I'll help you out." I mean, nah, I say that Maria is 9 years old. I feel like 9 years old. Maria's a weird one. Surely she goes to the bathroom on her own, right? No, but you also know how girls are. Like they go to into the bathrooms together. Like I've noticed that's a thing, right? We've all at least I've noticed it in real life, and I've know that many other people share that experience that they've like known girls to go in bathrooms together. So even if Maria can go to the bathroom alone, which she definitely should be able to at 9 years old, I know at 9 years old I could definitely go to the bathroom on my own, 100%. For scratch 9 years old, 6 years old, I was going to the bathroom on my own. I mean, I don't know the exact age when I started going to my own, but 9 years old, there's no excuse, right? How? Which aren't you like a freaking fourth grader as a 9-year-old? Yeah, no, fourth grader, you should definitely be able to go to the bathroom on your own. You go to the bathroom on your own at school, surely. Since first grade, you're going to the bathroom on your own. And, you're 6 years old in first grade, right? Since first grade, bro. Honestly, even in I don't remember in kindergarten. What was I doing? I think in kindergarten I was going to the bathroom on my own too. Low key. I remember like definitely by the last year of kindergarten, I definitely was going to the bathroom on my own. Surely, like I wouldn't be asking the kindergarten teachers to like. I don't remember ever asking kindergarten teachers to like help me in the bathroom. Like I remember ever going up to any of them being like, "I want to go to the bathroom." I know that's normal because I've seen other kindergarten kids do it. As a teenager and stuff, right? Like you might be asking, I mean, why are you hanging on kindergarten kids? No, don't make it like that. I'm just saying, like, it happens, and I mean, I'm not. Yeah, all right, I'm making this worse for myself, so I'm just gonna shut up. But the point is, obviously, Maria being 9 years old should 100% be capable of going to the bathroom on her own, but at the same time, couple of things. We know how Maria is, right? In a lot of ways, she is. I don't like using the word behind because everyone has their own pace, everyone has their own thing going on. But Rosa complained about it. There was also a lot of discussion about it, like how she couldn't form proper sentences, even though she's 9 years old, and you'd expect a 9-year-old to be able to form more, to be able to form proper sentences, right? 9 years old should definitely be able to go to the bathroom. So we know Maria already has issues there, or at least it's been discussed in the visual novel. Um, but then you have the other aspect, like I said, that it's very common. I don't know if it's a cultural thing or if it's a worldwide thing. Like even in Japan, girls do this or women do this, where they go to the bathroom together. They'll say, "Hey, I feel like going to the bathroom now." Another woman should go, "Sure, yeah, let's go together." Right? Very common. I've never done that with another guy, and I don't know any male friends or like my siblings who are also male who've ever done that. Been like to their male friends, like, "Yeah, I'm going to the bathroom. Let's go together." Like I've seen it in like anime, for example. You'll have like you know two male characters peeing next to each other in a bush or something. Like, have you seen Dragon Ball Z? Like with Trunks and Goten? Yeah, they'd go pissing in a bush together. That was a whole thing. So you see, like it's an anime trope for sure. But I've never done it in real life. I've never gone. Yeah, let's go to the bathroom together. Like that's just let's be next to like say in the same stall. I don't know. I've never. And you'd think in a way, it should be more common with guys too, 'cause high key, you can like pee next to each other in like in the if you're standing up, right? You can pee next to each other in the bathroom, right? For in male bathrooms, you can do that. So high key, it should be, if anything, it should be more common for guys to go to the bathroom together and then have a little chat while peeing. Like, I recently just watched a movie called Blue Giant. I think it came out 2 years ago. It's a movie about this guy who wants to be, or it's actually a group, but the main character is a guy that wants to be a big saxophone player, wants to be a big jazz player, and then there's two other characters that are also really important: a pianist and his guy wants to become a drummer, like the main character's friend that wants to be that start getting a passion for for being a drummer. Um, and the entire reason why the pianist and the guy who plays saxophone met to begin with was because they were peeing right next to each other, and the pianist made chat like, "Hey, that's massive," and then the whole joke was that, he's talking about his penis, he's massive, but it's actually the what is it called again? The thing that like when you play a lot of instruments, right? Like guitar or saxophone in this case, you like get like a I don't know how to spell it or pronounce it. I should say, not spell it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah. So there was a whole nice joke they did there. How do you pronounce it though? I think it's callus. Let's see. Google Translate. Here we go. Callus. Callus. So it's the callus that what the thing that forms in your skin, right? It's like becomes it's thicker and like it's more stiff, like becomes a hardened part of your skin, right? And that's what happens when you play instruments a lot. It also happens like for me, it also happens when I write a lot, right? When you write a lot on a pen or paper on paper, happens. So it's happened to me too a little bit, and it hasn't really gone back for me at least. I have it on my right ring finger, but like it's not. It's not anything as crazy as you saw in the movie. But anyway, my whole point is that like that's how they met. So if anything, it should be easier for guys to conversate going to bathrooms together, right? Rather than for women if there's anything like that happening. But um so what was I getting? Oh yeah, what was I getting? The whole thing with Umineko. So why did I stray so far from Umineko? I don't know. But my point was there might have been a chance where Mario goes, I wanna go to the bathroom, and Jessica goes, okay, yeah, sure, let's go together, right? I stopped myself because I wasn't sure if that would be something that they would do because Maria is surely old enough to go to the bathroom alone. But then yeah, there's a chance that they have that girls thing where they go to the bathroom together. In which case they could have pounced on that situation. Maria and Jessica go to the bathroom together. They exit the bathroom together. Boom. Okay, now we've got plenty of time within the women's bathroom because Nazi is obviously an accomplice, and there's no other women that aren't accomplices left. There's Kumasawa, but there's no other women that aren't accomplices left. We've killed all the wives, and yeah, all the wives. I don't know why I try to say and. I mean, because Katie is a wife, but she's not part of. She's not a child of Kinzos, but the rest. Well, and Nazi's an accomplice. So, okay. Back to it. Ooh, I didn't want me to press that. Um, yeah. For that, the day before the incident, the bathroom on the song reset. For that, the day before the incident, the bathroom on the first floor of the guest house. Wait, what? For that, the day before the incident, the bathroom on the first floor of the guest house could be out of order. Right, so people have to go to the second floor. So it'd be necessary to instead use the bathrooms of the various bedrooms. Damn! Charging this. What type of guest house is that though? Like, yeah, sorry about that. What type of guest house is this? Like, you have a bathroom for every bedroom, and you have a first floor bathroom. How many bathrooms do they have? Like, rich family stuff, man. Rich family stuff. I grew up on. We were five living together, right? It's me, my two brothers, obviously my parents. We had one bathroom most of the time growing up. Ironically enough, by the time my parents got financially okay enough to get a second bathroom is when we children started moving out for university and stuff. Like we moved out of the house and then they're like, all right, let's get a second bathroom. But by that point my oldest brother had already moved out by the time they started building the second bathroom in the house. And then when he finished building, I was still, living there, but it was only for another year or two. And then so now my parents are living alone, right? Because all three of us have moved out, all three of us kids. Well, we're adults now, obviously, but all three of us moved out when we all turned 18. And the funny part is now they have two bathrooms, but obviously they don't need two bathrooms. So, I mean, they have a bigger house than they have need for, really, realistically. Because that house now can definitely house like six people if you're willing to sleep in the same room as someone else. You know what I'm saying? If you're really against, if you want everyone to have their own rooms, then fair enough, it can house six people. But if I'm typically willing to sleep in the same room as someone else, especially family. If family I'm close to, I don't really care. But if you're not, then obviously, yeah, I guess it can house six people. But with two bathrooms, you definitely can, right? But now my parents live alone, and they've lived alone for several years now, right? But they have two bathrooms, right? So I'm pretty sure. I don't know how they do it. Like the downstairs bathroom, because my parents live. I mean, I say downstairs. It's more like the basement. They have a basement bathroom, which is what they built. They built a bathroom in the basement. But the basement bathroom that they built, they never use because they just live upstairs or on the ground floor or first floor, as we say in Norwegian. So they just live on the first floor. My parents have never have any reason to use the downstairs bathroom. So then I'm thinking like, how often would they like even clean the downstairs bathroom? If there's no one using the toilet down there, no one using the shower down there, you still obviously gotta clean it every so often, but maybe not every week necessarily, right? I mean, I clean my bathroom every week, but that's because me and like my roommates we use the bathroom every week, right? So it's on us to clean it every week, or else that's freaking disgusting if you don't, right? Obviously, clean the toilet every week, duh. Um, but if you have one spare bathroom where you never use the toilet, neither of you, because you both use the upstairs toilet, maybe once every 2 weeks suffice, right? Like, because you clean it, you know, let's say on Sunday, you come next Sunday to clean the toilet, but nobody's used it since last Sunday, so the toilet's already clean. So they're like, well, what's the point of cleaning it? I mean, I might as well just clean the upstairs bathroom, and it's already clean. Nobody's used it. Nobody sat on it. Nobody's doo-dooed or pee-peed or nothing on it. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So no need to wipe the shower head either, right? The sink, no need to wipe all of that. Uh, maybe do you know what I'm saying? Vacuum the floor real quick, I guess. But nobody's down there. They barely go into the basement anyway. So it's like this is what happens. This is what happens. Like they made a plan for a second bathroom, and then we all moved out. Great. Now they have more space than they need to. Must feel a bit not lonely, but very spacious for only two people to live in that house. I mean, I say the reason why I say this too is because I spent time a month alone in the house because My entire family went on vacation together. I was left alone. Um, don't need to go into why really, but I was working that summer and my passport was not valid to travel outside of Europe or outside the EU. I think I should specify. Yeah, outside of the EU. So I couldn't really travel in a lot of areas outside of the EU because my I need to renew my passport because you know how you need to renew your passport and get a new passport photo every couple of years. Now I don't need to renew it until 2032 though. So I renewed it in 2022. Um, so it's like every 10 years, right? Because you grow up, maybe you get, obviously you gotta get a new passport photo, you gotta update it. So I had to renew mine, so I couldn't travel with them. And besides, I got a summer job. I went to work that summer, and that's how I got the money to get laser eye surgery, right? Uh, so I worked those 2 months, but one of those months I spent completely alone. All I had was the house, obviously my parents' house, and like several rooms, two bathrooms. How many? Like 3 or 4 rooms? 3 rooms, 2 bathrooms, the whole like lounge area, right? The whole living room area, the whole basement area, the 2 basement rooms area, big rooms. And it was like, it's spacious when you're all completely alone. I really felt it. Dang, this is spacious. I didn't even know where to sit or where to lie in the house. Because I could be anywhere, right? I could be in this room or that room, or I could be downstairs in the basement. And I was completely alone for a month. You have to imagine. And it's not like I invited people over. I don't have friends clearly. But at least I was working. So, like I said, I spent probably 6 days a week working, at least 5 days a week working, 8 hours a day, or something like that. From about 7 a.m. to like 3 p.m. All the rise from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. depends on the work schedule I had. So at least I'd go work. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be spending uh all day at home doing nothing. But when I did come back home, like I said, I came one day I came back home at like 3 p.m. It's like, okay, well, what do I do now? Like very spacious, very you know what I'm saying. And at night, you have to imagine at night super dark. I'll be opening all the lights upstairs. I don't bother going downstairs down to the basement. But honestly, didn't really go down to the basement basically at all. It was only because we have a freezer downstairs, and I go down to go down there to get food. But from the freezer, right? We also have a freezer upstairs, but the freezer downstairs has way more space. Sometimes I go downstairs, and the only other reason to go was to go downstairs so again to clean it, to vacuum it real quick once a week or whatever. Um, or actually, I probably did it less than that. Probably, I think I vacuumed it like twice or clean it twice. Yeah, when I was living there alone, because again, I don't go down there, so it was like it was mostly clean anyway. Um, but uh, yeah, so I did spend time alone, so I know what it feels like to be completely alone. At least they're 2 people together. My parents are two together. Right? But you're completely alone in a spacious place. I don't know. This is why I will never get a mansion, bro. Like, you can give me Jeff Bezos riches or whatever, Elon Musk riches. I'll never live in a mansion, bro. I would be very not humble. I don't know if humble's the right word. Maybe high. I'll be very humble with my money. I definitely get a house. I definitely get a nice house. Like, if I'm rich, I'm getting a nice house. Like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to act like I'm poor or act like, say, I'm not gonna go out of my way to be like, I'm pouring out with these people. Of course not. I'm gonna get a nice house, but I'm not gonna get a spacious house. If I can, obviously, if I'm Jeff Bezos rich or Elon Musk rich, I can afford several mansions, not just one mansion, several mansions, no problem. Now, but I'm getting a nice okayly spacious house, but not too spacious. Like enough to house me and a few other people. Like I don't want anything too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Um, and unlike the Ushirome family, I don't want no servants. Unless I'm really busy like that, I don't need people to cook for me or clean for me. I can do it on my own. Thank you very much. But with rich people like that, they're extremely busy. Their day is packed, packed, packed full. So they kind of do need someone to cook for them and clean for them. Cause like they'll be working all day, every day, coming back home late at night or in the evening, super tired. So I get it, and then to end up having to cook on top of that, even it's like you won't have enough time to cook yourself proper meals or energy to cook yourself a proper meal. So having a personal chef, I get it if you're that rich, but I don't know. I could never live in a super spacious place. I don't know. If I'm living in a mansion, I would have to house a lot of people up there with me. Like I'm not living with just five other people in a mansion. Like no, give me like 20 people. If it's a mansion, you know what I'm saying? Like give me a lot of people to live with me. I want to be able to wake up and see a bunch of people around. Like, make sure like there's people in my vicinity. Like I don't want the freaking. I don't want to go 3 rooms without seeing another human being. Like that's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's just crazy to me. I can't do that. I can't live like that. So with the Ishima family, it's fine on during October, 4th and 5th when they have these their get-togethers. But with this just Jessica, like if I'm Jessica, I'm miserable, bro. Because it's just Jessica and obviously her parents, right? Kraus and Nazi, and then you have the servants and a questionable Kinzo. Jessica doesn't even talk to Kinzo because Kinzo's dead. So it's like, bro, it's so spacious. You have the guest house, you have the whole mansion. What do you even do if you're Jessica, bro? I don't know. I would not like living there. But hey, at the same time, way better than being poor and starving. Struggle to find food. Obviously, you take Jessica's position over that, but yeah, man. I went on a massive yeah tangent there. See, this is why this video's gonna be way longer than 45 minutes or whatever, because I yap and yap and yap, and this time I'm yapping way more than last time. I'm not gonna lie to you. My bad for that. Okay. All right. This itself can also be interesting as foreshadowing for the trick, or if the flashy decorations were something that couldn't be noticed from the outside. Having the stall's door closed would be all that's needed to keep guests from seeing them. Then later, thinking back, they can realize that no one was supposed to be installed during that time and that door was closed. So then, who closed that door? If they reason from no one was supposed to be there, they should be able to figure out that the magic circle was prepared beforehand. Uh, I hope to have a lot of fun debating the second Twilight. It shouldn't be hard to suspect Shannon and Kumasawa here. We'll have a scenario where Nazi comes to this conclusion and accuses the servants. Bet. This is a mystery novel gimmick. I'll use the reader's expectations that the reasoning coming from the other characters is usually wrong against them. Got him. Go get him. By having Nazi say something is right, it will cause them to think it must not be so. It's a confusing technique. So after that, Nazi and Cross will level suspicion at the servants. Of course, George and the others will object. They will insist that the servants are victims caught up in the same situation as everyone else. After the discourse between Cross and the servants, the decision will be to hunker down in 2 separate groups, a relatives group and a servants group. The relatives group will stay in the guest house, and the servants group will go to the mansion. They've done that before. They definitely did that in like episode 1 or something, where they were like, we don't trust the frigging servants, send them to the mansion, we'll chill in the guest house. In the middle of all this, George will probably insist on looking outside for Shannon. He can look as much as he wants. He'll probably quickly chill to the bone in the thunderstorm, give up, and return to the guest house. Following that, all the servants will have a meeting together in the mansion. They'll reaffirm what their next actions will be. The 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th Twilights will be a closed room chain. Chain? Another one of these? The feature of closed room chains is that the corpses will be found in a chosen order. This is what happened in episode 3, okay. As long as the first closed room is on the first floor and the others on the second floor or higher, or in places outside the mansion, I can control the flow of their investigation. Beato gathered all the servants to the mansion's banquet hall to make this pronouncement. Genji, Shannon, and Kanon's expressions were calm, but Kumasawa and Gora's weren't.
本当にうまくいっているのでしょうか。不安ですね。
こういうことは初めての経験なもので、楽しいやら緊張するやら。
Gora feigned laughter while trying to appear composed. They don't know. They don't even know that Eva and the others are really dead. This is Beato's deception, made possible by her discovery of the gold. They believe the 5 victims were also paid off, and that they're just plain dead. Stupid servants. Excluding exceptions like Genji, most bribes are easier to manage if they aren't informed that they're involved in murder. It's case by case, though.
ではそれぞれ決められた部屋へ移動してもらおう。
Yeah.
死体のふりは意外に疲れるぞ。疲れない格好で倒れておくことだ。
Kanon in the parlor. Genji is Genji in on the second floor. What? Genji's on the second floor of the VIP room. That's how I'm gonna read that sentence. Kumasawa on the second floor, Natsu's bedroom. How did she end up there? Go on the third floor waiting room. I mean, I know how she ended up there, but like, if you're investigating the bodies, you know, it's like, who dragged her here? In the waiting room? Is that what you said about Gora? Third floor waiting room. This is where Erika was spending her time with Lanor in episode 6. I remember that one. Shannon in the chapel. They all go to their respective murder scenes and do their makeup. Isn't that exactly how episode 3 went too? Kanon was in the Kanon was in the parlor. They found him in the parlor, and then Shannon in the chapel, right? That's how the trick went. And because Shannon was the last one for them to find, obviously Kanon could move around. That's how that worked. Yeah. From the fourth twilight on, they are all gouge and kill. They are all to be gouged with some 7 stakes of purgatory. Everybody attends to their separate tasks in their separate rooms. Genji's composed. So are Shannon and Kanon. Gora is nervous that his faking will be found now. Kumasawa is over that and is starting to look forward to putting on the show.
いろいろないたずらをしてきましたけれど、こんな大きないたずらは初めてですね。
Kumasawa was struggling in Natsu's room.
準備はいいか、熊沢よ。
おや、ベアトリーチェ様、使用人ごときに奥様のベッドで横になるなど、もったいのうございます。
嘘をつけ。ベッドメイクの時、一度や二度飛び込んでみたくせに。
それを言ったらベアトリーチェ様だって。
それではメイクを始めるぞ。横になる
Makeup.
がよい。
Makeup, makeup,
それ
makeup.
では
Blood.
失礼いたします。
Kumasawa takes off her shoes and starts to get on the bed.
これこれ。死体がわざわざ靴を脱ぐか。履いたままでよい。
奥様のベッドに土足で上がるなんて、なんだか申し訳ない気がしますね。
Kumasawa climbed onto the bed with her shoes on. Beato opened up her makeup bag.
良い姿勢は見つかったか？ただ横になるだけでも長時間同じ姿勢を維持するのは疲れるぞ。
ええ、存じておりますとも。でもこれも1億円のためですものね。
That's some good money. That's some good money. Each of the servants is getting 100 million yen. In fact, it's already been sent. In a few days, bank keycards should arrive at their homes. They won't be able to receive them, but their bereaved families can. It will be more than enough for their funeral costs.
こんなところでしょうかね。
Kumasawa had been stirring restlessly, but it seems she finally found a comfortable pose. It really looked like she had been killed.
うん。様になっているぞ。さすが。人を騙しておちょくることに関しては才能がある。
このような大芝居を打つベアトリーチェ様には到底かないません。
ではメイクを始めるぞ。しばらく動くな。いやいや、もうそなたは死体なのだから、当分は身動きせずにいて。
I wonder what it's like to put on makeup every day or frequently. I would say I've never put on makeup on myself, but actually that is true. I've never put on makeup on myself, but I've had another person put makeup on me. I regret doing it because it was bad. I looked terrible, and it was also kind of low key, kind of white face. Like I don't know what they put on me, but I became white. Not white skin color, but white, as in white, like snow white. It was white makeup. And I think, if I remember correctly, they applied lipstick on my lips. Like red lipstick. So I think I had like really red lips. They applied something to my eyes too. It was this girl, but she was with some other girls, and they were like, Amin, we're gonna put makeup on you. Great story, am I right, guys? I was 14 years old, you have to remember. I was 14, 15. And this girl is like, you can tell she puts makeup on herself a lot. You can tell she practices, right? She enjoys the art of makeup in a way, right? Um, and I was there like, I mean, okay, okay, I just kind of, I don't know. Again, like I said, today I probably would not accept, but at the time I was like, okay, sure, I don't know. Actually, today would I accept today? Not from her, that's for sure. From a different person, I can trust to do an okay job. Like that, the end result was not great. I think the worst part is I think there is a picture of it somewhere in existence. I don't have it in my possession, so I don't have my possession the photo of the finished product of me with makeup on. But it's like a 14 or 15. Oh, no, not 14, 15. I would have been 16 maybe too. 15 or 16. I don't have a photo of the finished product, but they did take a photo of the finished product. Someone has it in circulation. There is a chance that if I ask that girl, because I haven't talked to her in like 6 years probably. There is a chance that if I ask that girl if she still has the photo, she might send it to me like, yeah, no, I do still have it. Um, I'm not gonna go again. I know it exists. I'm not gonna go out of my way to ask him to delete it. I could, but I don't care about its existence. It's fine. I'm not. Yeah. I mean, it's not on social media or anything like that. Anyway, I highly doubt it'll ever be posted on social media. But it's not something I'll look back as an embarrassing photo if it's ever circulated though. I'm just gonna trust the very few people because there are many people that at least should have that photo, unless you sent the photo to people that you should not have sent them to. Yeah, but it's not the type of photo that also again that I will not circulate it. So anyway, yeah, I've had makeup applied to me, and it was it's probably different when you apply it to yourself though, especially when looking in a mirror and stuff. But it was kind of like a drag, like maybe it was fun for the time, and especially because someone else was doing it for me, so I didn't have to put in any work. But I cannot imagine doing it every day or very often at least. It would be such a drag, bro. I'm already hella bored with like grooming my facial hair, right? Like shaving my beard and I don't even that I don't do every day, bro. I cannot be bothered shaving my beard every day. It's 100% a chore. It's 100% a boring chore. Just having to get up and being like, okay, I've got some hairs growing out. Okay, shaving my beard, bro. I don't even be shaving my mustache because my mustache is not grow enough for it to be worth to shave. But my beard will quickly grow modern chops. Give it 3 weeks, I'll get some pretty thick modern chops on the sides of my face. So I have to shave my beard like every week, or honestly twice a week. Uh, I know some people do it every day, but I just cannot be bothered as well. Because I also use like a cup to help me shave because I don't want the hair to go straight in the sink, right? Because that'll clog the sink. Um, I've got the tip to use a cup instead. Then I have to wash the cup as well. It's not difficult to wash the cup, and I have to wash all the equipment that I use when I shave. It's just do it every day, every morning before I go out. I cannot be bothered. So I'll definitely take time in the weekends to do it. On the weekends, like Saturday, Sunday, boom, easy, because I've got time, extra time. And then some point during the weekday, I'm like, I wake up in the morning, or maybe I come back from university and then I look in the mirror and I go, yeah, hair started growing up a bit. Better shave now, right? Like it's been 4 days or something, 3 days since I last shaved. I better shave now, or else it'll start looking really ugly tomorrow morning. Probably by tomorrow morning, it'll, yeah. And it doesn't take. That's a problem. It doesn't take a lot of facial hair for at least me to start looking really bad. Like even the slightest facial hair makes me look ugly as heck. I don't like it. So that's why shave as frequently as I do. When I'm cleanly shaved, I look amazing, and I don't need to shave my mustache, so that helps a little bit. But I mean that's a very small, you know, body part. I mean, shaving my mustache wouldn't take that long anyway. But I just prefer not to do it. Trying to see how long I can get my mustache to grow, but I haven't shaved it for probably since before I traveled, so at least 7 6 7 months now. And I've realized that at the state I'm at now, this is the maximum I can grow my mustache. Because it's been over several months where my mustache has not grown any more than it currently has, and it's not thick. It doesn't. You can barely see it unless I mean obviously if you look at me face to face or like you're looking at me to the side, you can see that I have a mustache, but it's not super visible. But the worst part is I have like I might grow up. I hope I have grown up with like my dad's mustache because the mustache is so long that I start eating it. Like it gets in my mouth. Have you guys ever had that problem? Like I don't like. Sometimes I'll wake up from sleep and I'll be like, oh, there's a bug in my mouth. No, never mind. It's just my mustache here. Like it just does whatever on the sides because it grows out on the sides, but not in the middle of the mustache. Right? It's like the opposite of Hitler. Like you know how Hitler had a mustache only in the middle. For me, it only grows in the sides. Basically, it does grow in the middle as well, but not as much. The side hairs always get in my mouth because they're so long. Like when I stretch out my side mustache hairs, they're like several centimeters. I don't like this side mustache here is at least like 2 centimeters away from my. No, actually, 2 centimeters is crazy. Like 1 centimeter away from my mouth. It grows so long, so when it gets in my mouth, it's irritating, bro. Um, so just for that, maybe I should use scissors to cut it a little bit. But I don't want them to be long. I just want them to be thick. That's the whole point of the mustache. And then my dad has like this thick mustache, and he's like, "Don't worry, Evan. By the time you're like late 20s, it'll grow on you if you're like me, if you have my genetics." So as my dad said, and I was like, "Okay," because he also said in his early 20s he wasn't getting a mustache like that. But current day, my dad has he's got a mustache like that. Um, which when I see him eat stuff, I'm like, how is the food? How you not just eating mustache, bro? Like it's so thick, it goes into his mouth basically at all times. I'm like, I don't know. It's a blockage for real. It's a filter for his nose too. It's gotta be. You know how you have nose hairs? Like a mustache also works as a filter for him. Has to when he's breathing. Um, but yeah, makeup every day. Like I don't know. I'm impressed women are willing to do that. Honestly, I could not be bothered. I don't care what people think. Yeah, I'll be on my Pamela Anderson. I've heard Pamela Anderson. Like I've seen pictures as well. She's like, "Hey, I'm not doing no makeup. I'm going out with the no makeup look." She looks great. Honestly, I'll be on that Pamela Anderson business. Unless I'm in a job interview, then I probably would put on makeup if I was a woman, obviously. Um, but that's the only way I would be like if it's a professional thing and there are some standards to how you dress, how you look. Like okay, fair enough. But regular day-to-day life can't be bothered applying makeup, bro. Like natural a natural woman's face looks completely all well and good, to be honest. Probably especially like the eye. Like I remember having applied to me, I was like, the eyes are the worst part, like having to apply like whatever colors thing they put on my eyes. What I think it was like a blue color or whatever the frick. Can't imagine that. But you can put varying efforts into makeup too, though. Like you can be like light makeup, 10 minutes done, right? Or you can like spend like half an hour on it, like if you wanna go crazy, like boom. But that's surely only if you wanna go to like a party or an important event, or like your friends getting married or something. Like you wanna look really good. That's surely that's the only time you spend like an hour making sure the makeup looks good, the dress looks good, you know what I'm saying, or your clothes look good. Surely then. But then anyone spends an hour doing that. Like me, if I go to a really important event, I want to make sure, okay, I'm dressing good. I put some cologne, make sure I smell good, make sure I look, obviously. But like day to day life, there ain't no way, bro. Women freaking put on makeup every single day. Like, there's a limited amount of hours every day to spend. I don't know, 20 minutes on putting makeup every single day. That racks up. Think about it. 20 minutes over the course of 3 days. Boom, that's an hour of your day gone just on you putting makeup. That you could have spent that hour doing anything else. Genuinely. There's 24 hours in a day. We spend 8 of those sleeping. Come on now. I'm spending some of it reading Minako and yapping instead of actually reading it. So, how about let's continue? I went really off topic there. Alright.
もらうのだが、
南條先
Wait,
生
what
が
you say? What you
当
say?
分は身動きせずにいてもらうのだが、
南條先生が出て行ったらもう楽にしてもよいのですね。
南條が研修を終えた後は、警察が来るまで部屋を封印することになっている。
Fuin.
そう
That means
したら
sealed.
少しは楽
I
にして
learned that word.
もっとも死体なのであるぞ。賑やかな音を立てるでないぞ。
それは存じておりますとも。
立てるでないぞ。
それは存じておりますとも。ではこっそりとこれを隠しておきましょうかね。
Kumasawa hides her half-read book and bag of smoked squid under the bed sheets. Smoked squids, you know.
あまりリラックスしすぎて気取られるでないぞ。
A book, bro? If I had to fake my death and then spend the rest of my time like just chilling until quote unquote the police arrive, I'm bringing my 3DS. I'm playing some Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. That's what I've been doing, bro. I've been playing Pokemon Alpha Sapphire. Obviously not recording on YouTube. So, some video games I play on my own, right? I don't be recording it. That's what I've been doing. Reading a book. What if I'm done reading the book and then there's still a couple like, or at least a day until the police arrives? I'm bored as heck. I mean, I guess if she has the entire book left to read, then yeah, fair enough. Reading a book gives you a headache after many hours, surely, no? Whereas like playing Pokemon on your Nintendo 3DS, bro, you're fine, bro.
万一芝居が失敗したら報酬もなしなのだからな。
もちろん注意しますとも。
During their light banter, Beato had pulled a stake from her tool bag. Kumasawa is to be gouged and killed with the stake. Which sister is this? Lucifer? Which stake is it?
すまんが、うつ伏せになってくれぬか？
Oh, no, that's the worst
仰
way.
向けではどうも格好がつかん。
うつ伏せでございますか。できはしますが、それでは少々
Now just put your head to the side.
息苦しい
Face your head left or right.
仰向けではいかにも寝ていますという感じで、実に白々しいのだ。ちょっと試しにうつ伏せになってくれぬか？試しだ、試し。
Just point your head to the
そうで
side.
ございますか。
Easy.
では
Then you can breathe.
失礼して。
It's hard to sleep sometimes.
長くその姿勢を保つのは苦しいか？
I think it would be easy for me. But Kumasawa is an old lady, so you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. But for me, I sometimes sleep like face down. But like, or I should say, body facing down, but my face to the side, so I can still breathe, obviously. Because sometimes I cannot, sometimes lying up, hell, I can't sleep lying up. But lying to the side, I can do that. Lying down, sometimes I do that. Typically 90% of the time I'm sleeping lying to the side. Sometimes I'm lying down and then head to the side. so I can breathe. The only reason I used to do it more frequently, but the only reason why I stopped is because my throat got bigger. That's I don't know if that sounds wrong, but my throat got bigger over the years, and it would get stuck like on the pillow. So whenever I breathe as I'm starting to sleep, my throat kind of like expands and retracts, and I'm breathing like, and it gets stuck in the pillow, or it doesn't get stuck, but it hits the pillow and expands into the pillow, and it's a very awkward sensation, and it prevents me from sleeping. So I found ways to counteract that, but as a kid it didn't happen because I had a smaller throat. So I wonder, like, does your throat like get bigger during puberty? Is that a thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the part of the throat gets bigger. So I don't know how to explain it properly. So that's why after puberty, like I started more frequently sleeping on the side because then I have my like arm covering my head, covering my like front throat or my neck on the side, and then the throat is not touching the pillow. Like it's the side of my neck touching the pillow instead, and then I can sleep comfortably. Um, Sometimes when I do that though, if I place my arm around my head or below my head, but like below the pillow or something like that, I'll wake up with either my left or right arm dead. Dead. Cannot use them for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes until all the blood rushes back into it. So probably not the healthiest thing to do. So I try not to like but sometimes I forget, or sometimes I just sleep randomly in the position in these kind of whatever. But I try not to have my arm below my head and then kill the blood flow off in a sense. But yeah.
なんとかなりましょうが。検視は早めに済ましてほしいものですね。
そうかそうか。しばらくそのまんま。ちょっと
そのま
衣
んま。
装をいじらせてもらうぞ。あまりに綺麗に服を着こなされていてもリアリズムがないのでな。
Beata takes a tool from her bag. It's a twirled up, lightweight extension cord.
ちょっとすまんな通すぞ。
Wait, is she? Oh my god.
っていてもちょっとすまんな通
Okay.
すぞ。そのままそのまま。
Sono mama,
Hi,
sono mama. Sounds like Big Mom. She coiled the extension cord around Kumasao's neck, cross-lacing it from behind. She grasped the ends with both hands. Now actually strangle her. Beata flumped herself onto Kumasao's back, straddling her. Suddenly, Kumasao's throat tightened, and she could neither breathe nor scream. Yeah, actually strangle her. That extension cord wrapped around her neck was making a crackling sound from strangling her. Kumasawa looked like she was doing the flutter kick in the pool, her heavier kicks occasionally pounding the bed. And straggling on top was Beato, in complete silence, as if she thought Kumasawa was some kind of a bug or rodent, mercilessly wringing her neck. The scene looked just as if a giant golden spider had captured some pitiful prey and was injecting its poison. And along with that, the canopy bed must also appear to be made from this strange spider's silk. This web would sometimes suddenly quiver from Kumasawa's feeble resistance. And finally, Beato slowly got off Kumasawa's back. Get up on the Hydra's back, Sora! Kumasawa didn't move a muscle. She was dead.
すまんな熊沢。
She killed you for real!
そなたのえぐられし部位は足首。足首を打たれてから殺されるのでは余計な苦痛が多かろう。
Done with her strangling tool, Beato's next grabbed her nearby rifle, and then aiming at Kumasawa's scalp, she pulled the trigger. See, my thing is, instead of strangling me to death, which sounds like a painful way to die, not gonna lie to you, why not just like, I get it, it goes against the Twilights, but shoot me in the head, bro. Like, give me a quick, nice, easy death. I don't want to be strangled to death. That sounds painful. Have you? I've never been strangled, but I've had, you know, say my like breathing stopped a little bit, or like, you know, say like my capability of breathing. That hurts, bro. It's a scary thing. Like like your body goes trying to breathe. Horrible. But if I'm shot at the dead, shot at the head, shot in the head, or guillotine, bro. Honestly, why is the guillotine illegal, bro? Like that sounds like a nice way to die, cause you know your head's just getting cut off. Boom. Like I'm immediately dead. Like, do you even feel any sensations if you get your head immediately decapitated. Surely there's no sensation. You just die right away. You cut off all conscious connection from your head to your body. You're dead. Bang. Like surely that's like an immediate donezo. Or I heard lethal injection is pretty good though, because actually in the obviously in Norway, you know, there's no legal way to kill someone like like even like a criminal. There's no legal weight behind or legal operation behind it. Even as a form of, I'm pretty sure even as a form of assisted suicide, it's not a thing. Whereas there are some European countries where assisted suicide is legal. I think Netherlands and Switzerland, I think, are two countries like that. Definitely Netherlands, because I know there was a big controversy about it a couple years ago. But in the US, I don't know about assisted suicide, but I know it's legal to use lethal injection on criminals there in some states, not all states. Well, some states it's legal. I don't know about the electric chair. I think there might be some states where even the electric chair is legal. I don't know how painful the electric chair is when it comes to dying. It used to be more legal like 70 years ago, though, right? Or 60 years ago. Nowadays, probably not as legal, but lethal injection is still legal. Because again, I've read several news headlines of people, of criminals in the US getting lethally injected, right? Because they got life in prison or whatever. And I'm just thinking, like, I've heard that that's also a pretty painless way to die. Like, you kind of don't feel like you kind of just go to sleep and never wake up, which honestly sounds like a great way to die. If I could just go sleep and never wake up, that sounds great, like a great way to die. I don't need to have to deal with the pain. Getting strangled though, that's painful, bro. I get to experience like surely that's at least a minute of pain or 30 seconds of pain at least. If I'm just getting strangled because I'm there like and you can't breathe, that's painful. She pulled the trigger at Kumasao's cough. The gunshot wasn't loud. It wasn't like the bang sounds from TV or the movies. At most, it was as loud as uncorking a champagne bottle. But then a spot of blood flies, and there's blood oozing out of the discomforting hole as it's being fished into. This time she was digging into it, tweezers in hand. She picked out the bullet that was just shot into the calf. Then she unceremoniously tossed it into a small vinyl bag she had in her larger tool bag. Already stored in the vinyl bag were several bloodstained bullets.
第4と第5の番あたりは銃だけで蹴りがつくのだがな。後の晩になればなるほど面倒になる。なのでゴーダのような大男は第4、第5の番でないと殺すのに苦労してしまうのでな。
Large Goda, yeah? Then, taking the stake, she put the tip into the bloody, still oozing hole in the calf. Using her body weight, she carefully pressed it deeper. When she'd let up, the stake was cleanly plunged into the calf. She was still a bit worried that it might fall out before it's discovered, but it should still be enough to sustain the idea of sacrifices being gouged with stakes. And now Kumasawa, Goda, and Genji have been killed. As for Kanon, who will be the first discovered, he can't die yet because he still has work to do. Locking Kanon, he will take his time drawing magic circles on the doors of all the crime scenes. That takes time. You gotta think about that. That takes time. The chapel is far from the mansion, so it won't be searched first. There are 4 scenes to find in the mansion, but they'll have to break a window to get in since they're all locked. Other than the parlor, all the locations are on the second floor or higher, so it's nearly certain that the first scene they'll set foot in will be the parlor. So then Kanon will have enough time to run to the chapel. This is the exact thing that happened in episode 3. We know what happened in episode 3. This is exactly how the murder, like Rudolph found Kanon's body in or Rudolph found Kanon's fake dead body there. Nanjo falsely gave an autopsy that he was dead. Then Kanon ran to the chapel, became, you know what I'm saying, transformed into Shannon, we could say it like that. And then they found her body last. We know the trick. We've already figured out the trick long ago. Years ago at this point. In the parlor, Kanon will be dead, and in his pocket a master key. And in the room will also be a letter from the witch that includes the key to the next room. The survivors will end up finding the corpses by following the dictated route. Under the pretense of preserving the room to hand over to the police, the crime scenes will be protected from possible investigation. Nazi will restrain the children, and Dr. Nonjo and Cross will be the only ones who go near the corpses. Jessica might try to rush to Kanon's corpse, so she'll require special attention. Kanon!
ジェシカ、落ち着きなさい。見てはダメ、入ってはダメ。
なんてこった。ちくしょう。これで使用人たちは犯人かもしれないという疑いは晴れましたね。
George is hella calm about this. George sent a cold glare at Nazi, who had suspected the servants and driven them from the guest house.
どうですか、南條先生。詳しい死因はわからんが、死んどることはわかる。ただ少なくともこいつが致命傷でないことは確かだ。
There was an awful wound on Kanon's knee and a bloodied stake on the floor. There's no doubt that the culprit had pierced Kanon's knee, but it's hard to think that stabbing a knee would lead to death. He was probably killed another way, but Nandro couldn't grasp what it was with a cursory examination.
とにかく警察のためにも現場はそっとしておいた方がいい。私たちが勝手に荒らせばそれだけ捜査を妨害してしまうことになる。同感ですな。この部屋はこれまでにした方が良さそうだ。それよりまでにした方が良さそうだ。それより手紙の中に入っていた貴賓室の鍵とやらが気になりますな。考えたくはないが、貴賓室にもおそらく。行ってみましょう。なんということだ。彼らをゲストハウスから追い出さなければ。
Cross hung his head and pulled at his hair.
すまない。
Great acting, Cross. Great acting.
君たちを信じてやることができなくて、部下を信じることができないなんて、私は人の上に立つ資格はない。
第7の番だね。膝をえぐりて殺す。
ってことは第4、第5、第6はどうなる？他にも少なくとももう3人殺されてるって意味じゃないのかい？
落ち着けよ、上司の兄貴。まだ
少なくとももう
けわけじゃん。
クラウスおじさん、貴賓室へ急ぎましょう。
少し待ちたまえ。わったまだをこのままにはできない。
Did George say 4th, 5th, and 6th Twilight? But the 3rd Twilight... Doesn't he mean 7th? Isn't the 3rd Twilight to praise the Golden Witch? So then... Huh? And to begin with, the 2nd Twilight, shouldn't George be dead because of the 2nd Twilight? Yeah, wait, am I tripping? Guys, I'm tripping balls. Wait, the 2nd Twilight, George should have died with Shannon, no? Because you split them apart? Also, 4th Twilight is canon. 5th Twilight is, let's say, VIP room that was Goda? 5th Twilight. 6th Twilight is, let's say, Kumasawa, and 7th Twilight, Genji. Should be 7th Twilight, right? Am I tripping balls? He shouldn't be, because the 3rd Twilight is just to praise the Golden Witch. If I remember all the Twilights, it has been a few years, but I'm pretty sure that was it. But yes, it does mean 3 other people has been killed. That's correct, whether you count it the way George is or not.
落ち着けよジョージの兄貴。まだそうと決まったわけじゃ。クラウスおじさん、貴賓室へ急ぎましょう。
少し待ちたまえ。輪っかまだをこのままにはできない。鎧戸を閉めておこう。
せめて最後に顔だけでも。気持ちはわかります。でもこれ以上現場は荒らせません。犯人を必ず見つけるためにもこのままにしなくては。
That's stupid as hell.
だから
Bro,
ここから
I,
祈り
I can see his face without disturbing the crime scene.
彼の
That's ridiculous.
冥福を。
But I guess in this state of shock, you can't think critically like that. And so they all head to the second floor's VIP room, and then to Nazi's bedroom, then to the third floor's waiting room. So that's 5th, 6th, and 7th Twilight, surely not 4th, 5th, and 6th. I would think, because Kana is the 4th. You would think it's 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay, so yeah, they first had to go to... No, it's the opposite. First to Genji, then Kumasawa, then Gora. My fault. Gora's in the third floor's waiting room, right? Meanwhile, Kanon quietly sneaked out of the parlor. He's got a master key, so he can just leave straight out the door and then lock it. Kanon's even got 2 master keys, so he can leave one behind in the parlor, absolutely. Of course, there is a concern that after the Epitaph murders are complete, the crime scenes will all be investigated again. For that situation, so that Kanon's missing corpse won't create an inconsistency, the culprit will have to perform some action that takes Kanon's corpse away. Kanon's being corpse can become the trigger for another mystery. Kanon headed towards the chapel and met Shannon. Then he gave him his master key to Shannon. So now Shannon also has 2 master keys. Or 1. Depends on her.
守備はどう？
ただ寝てるだけさ。こんなの肥料の袋を運ぶ仕事より簡単さ。
ご苦労であったぞ、カノン。これでそなたはお役御免だ。
ありがとうございます、ベアトリーチェ様。じゃあね、姉さん。また次のゲーム版で。
うん。また次のゲーム版で。
Well, actually, Shannon didn't die in the second Twilight either, because Shannon it was just a magic circle. So that second Twilight, no one died. Okay, fair enough. Beatrice waved her cane, and then Kanon's body sublimated into mist and disappeared into her smoking pipe. W use of the word sublimated. I like that. I like the way they use that word here. It's completely fitting, because it became mist and became, part of her smoking pipe. Completely works. Because Kanon is a solid. He's a body. Let's go. I just had an exam a couple days ago about, well, it wasn't sublimation, but it was a lot of evaporation. So read into sublimation as well. So it's still relevant. So yeah, it just reminding me of that is like makes me happy that they use the right word choice here.
さて、
For all the spelling and grammar mistakes, they did good in that one.
連鎖密室の鳥を飾るのはそなたであるぞ。
はい。心得ております。
そなたには第4の番を与えることにする。これが最も慈悲深い番だ。
ありがとうございます。
Beato and Shannon entered the chapel. The gloomy, solemn chapel was engulfed in nothing but the sound of wind and rain.
どこがよろしいでしょう。
祭壇の裏手あたりはどう？
かしこまりました。
Between the stained glass and the altar in front of it, there was a crevice no more than 20 centimeters wide. The crevice was sufficiently deep. Shannon had in advance prepared a metal dumbbell tied to a rope. Damn. And then she carefully tested hanging and lowering the dumbbell into the crevice. It went in with no problems. The weight of the dumbbell was ideal.
どうだ問題ないか
はい、十分です。問題ありません。
Okay.
では先に杭の化粧から始めよう。そなたの杭は血で汚すことが難しいのでな。
She pulled some painting materials out of her bag. It's the exact same stuff used in movies and the like. And so she applied blood makeup to the end of the stake.
こんなものか。そちらの準備はどうだ
はい、こちらも準備できました。
Shannon tied a pistol to the end of the rope opposite to that of the dumbbell. Ah, okay. Oh, she's gonna shoot herself with it. Okay. I see now. And then she carefully lowered the dumbbell into the crevice between the altar and the stained glass window. The middle of the rope was caught against the corner of the altar. Since the dumbbell was heavier than the pistol, as soon as she let go, everything, gun and all, will be pulled into the crevice.
うまく落ちそうか
It was okay.
はい、問題ありません。
Shannon hands the pistol tied to the rope to Beato. And Beato hands Shannon the fake bloodied stake. Shannon gently presses the stake against her own forehead. Beato also puts the pistol to Shannon's forehead, aligning it with the stake.
杭はないのか
ありません。すべてはベアトリーチェ様のおぼし飯のままに。
残念であるぞ。誰かが碑文の謎を解けたなら、そなたも死なずに済んだものを。
解けるわけがありません。あれほどの難解な謎が。
Then look at her eyes now.
望みのない賭けでした。
それでも、わらわはかけたのだ。それでも叶う奇跡こそが魔法だとな。
この毒素に満ちた人間の世界には魔法も奇跡もありません。ベアトリーチェ様、あなたこそが唯一の魔女にしてこの世に魔法を権限できる唯一の存在なのです。
そうだ、我こそは黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ。安らかに眠れ。次にそなたが目覚めるときは、そこは黄金鏡だ。そこにはそなたの愛するジョージもいる。
ありがとうございます、ベアトリーチェ様。
It was a weak sound, but inside the chapel where only wind and rain could be heard, there was a faint echo. Shannon was tranquilly looking up at the ceiling, then she suddenly collapsed like a puppet that had lost its strings. Beato lets go of the pistol in her hand, and when she does, the pistol, pulled by the heavy dumbbell, is swiftly swallowed up by the darkness of the crevice, disappearing with a heavy metallic clank. All that's left in front of the altar is Shannon's body with a bloody forehead and strewn on the floor beside her as stake for gouging sacrifices.
うん。
Um, let me think. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to think about.
うん。
I'm trying to think about these twilights a little bit and this epitaph, but I'm not. Yeah, okay. I might just have to look it up later how the epitaph twilights go again.
倒れた拍子に眉間より杭が抜けたように見えるな。
And with another wave of arcane golden butterflies took the shape of an envelope placed next to Sean. Inside was entrusted the first key, the key to the parlor. And so the closed room chain is complete! The 5 people, all with their master keys and the keys to each successive room, were all locked up in their own closed rooms. With another wave of her cane, she left a letter inside the envelope. It says something about Connell's corpse being borrowed as another sacrifice for the ceremony. And so, they'll rush back to the parlor, and they'll find that his corpse is not there! But at that time, the parlor will have long been completely empty. They'll never be able to see the face of Connell's corpse again.
さーて、これで気分連続殺人は終了であるな。どうであるか、バトラー。わらわのミステリー、楽しんでくれると良いのだが。
For the story concerning the disappearance of Connell's body, I'll attribute it to the already summoned Florus. Even after Connell's death, his soul will battle against Beato and Florus. But it will be all useless. He'll lose, and what's more, his corpse will be swallowed up by Florus. Something like that. And with that, this game's epitaph serial murder incident comes to a close. All that's left is to rewrite it into a fantasy story with Florus as the culprit.
今のところはそんなものである。ここから読み物としての体裁を整えていくのが一番骨が折れるのだ。表の物語と裏の物語。これを一致させつつ、読み物として充実させるのは実に苦労する。トリックを考え出すのと同じか、それ以上にな。
そしてその上辺の物語だけを読ませるのですから、あなたの物語はなんとも贅沢な限りです。
そうであるな。わらわは常にミステリーの物語とファンタジーの物語の2つを描いている。にもかかわらず、公開されるのはその一方の物語だけだ。それは例えるなら、牛より最も上質なる肉をわずかだけ切り出し、美味なる料理として、残りはすべて捨ててしまうかのような贅沢だ。
贅沢な例えです。しかし、惜しくもあるのではないですか？
惜しいとは？
Oh, she. Cloudner had returned the button manuscript to Beato. Beato had replied back as she was arranging it on the desk.
あなたは倍の物語を描き、その上辺の半分だけを料理します。贅沢に捨てられた残り半分を知る者は、その味と大胆な切り捨てに驚きと称賛を送るでしょう。しかし、世の中の人間すべてがあなたの望むほど舌が肥えているとは限らないのです。
そういう輩も時にはいるであろうな。
You say it's worth it just for them? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
おそらくは逆です。1000人に1人を除いて全ての人間はあなたが本当に読んでもらいたかったにもかかわらず、切り捨てて葬った残り半分の物語を察することもできないに違いないのです。
良いではないか。贅沢に上辺のみを切り取って物語とした読み物だ。ならばその読み手も1000人に1人を除いて全てを切り捨てるというのもなんとも贅沢で良いではないか。
とは物語を読まれるために書くのです。誰にも読まれることのない物語を書き、自ら闇に葬るなど、贅沢の極みを超えて愚かしくさえ思えるのです。
良いではないか。1000人の999人に理解できるように記したものが文書と呼ばれるなら、1000人の1人にしか理解できない我が物語は奇書と呼ばれるにふさわしい。魔女の描く物語なのだ。ならば奇妙な味たる奇書で良いではないか。
私の役目は戒律を用いてその奇なる物語を万人に理解できるようにすることです。
そういうことだ。だからこそ本当はそなたの手に委ねたくはない。
ですが、あなたの考えは分かりました。999人に理解できるようにはできませんが、せめてあと1人理解できるようにする手伝いをできるかもしれません。
手伝いとは何か。
手伝いも。
この未完成の原稿をいつの日にか公開したいのです。
わらわが料理に使い捨てた腹綿をわざわざゴミ箱より引っ張り出そうというわけか。
あなたはおそらく誰にも理解されないでしょう。しかしながらそれはあなたの本心とも思えません。あなたは999人への理解は求めていない。しかしそれでもたった一人への理解を求めている。
その一人さえ現れぬ可能性もあるわけだからな。自分の胸の内を誰かに理解してほしいと願うのは恋する少女だけではない。1000年を経た魔女とて
少女。
それを願うのだ。
そして少女はわざと難解な言葉でそれを語り、たった一人の王子の迎えを待つ。
そういうわけだ。わらわも長い月日をかけてなんともややこしい物語を書き上げたものよ。
もしその王子が現れないとき、私があなたへ導く道しるべとなりましょう。
ミステリーであることを保証するノックスの実会か。そんなものが果たしてわらわへの道しるべとなるものか。
Looking back, this is funny.
それでも足りなければ、この未完成の原稿を公開し、あなたの世界への鍵とします。
なんとも恥さらしな話だ。告白する勇気もない小娘が友人に代弁させるかのようではないか。
それで成立する愛もあるのです。
はないか。
それで成立する愛もあるのです。
よかろう。この原稿をそなたにくれてやろう。
Beato faced this way and, leaving a trail of smoke with it, tapped the bundled manuscript with her pipe. When she did, the manuscript bundle curled up and a bottle blinked into existence around it, sealing it inside. She tossed it to Dlonor.
そなたの好きにせよ。ただし条件が一つだけある。
何でしょう。
なんでしょう。
我らの生あるうちにその封を解くことを許さぬ。
それではこの原稿によって真実にたどり着いた人々があなたに答えを告げられません。
わらわの待つ王子はその原稿を読まずに至ったもののみだからだ。猫の腹を裂いた後では猫をめでることはできまい。 そのボトルを開けるとはすなわちわらわの腹を裂くも同じことだからだ。
わかりました。そのようにいたしましょう。願わくばこの原稿によってあなたの墓に参る者が現れることを心より祈ります。
どうだかな。かけらの海の魔女諸剣は実に冷淡であるぞ。わらわの墓に参る者が仮にいたとして唾を吐きかけるだけであろうがな。
あなたが愛ある者に見える物語を書いたんなら、あなたもまた彼女たちを愛するべきなのです。あなたの求める王子とてあなたに愛がなければ見えないのです。
これは一本取られたぞ。そなたの勝ちだ。さあ、そのボトルを手土産に帰るがよい。わらわはまだ死なぬ。書き終えねばならぬ物語はまだまだ長いのでな。
それではこれで失礼します。お元気で、大ベアトリーチェ卿。
ばならぬ物語はまだまだ。
これ今日あなたを待つ大勢の愛ある魔女のことをどうかお忘れなく。
そうであるな。それをそなたの置き土産と思い受け取ることにする。ラノウェ、客人のお帰りだ。玄関まで見送るがよい。その後わらわにはもう一度紅茶を。久しぶりに甘いミルクティーを飲みたくなった。
かしこまりました、お嬢様。
As a result of Lady Beatrice's death, I'm releasing this incomplete tale in accordance with her will. What is this soundtrack? This is the first time. Oh my god! Wait, this is the first time we've heard this OST, right? This never played, at least in the main visual novel. And also, this text, this language, in Liljas Torad. This is, I'm assuming, Danish? You know, because I'm Norwegian reading this, I'm like, obviously there's the letter O that appears here. What makes me think it's Danish is because in Liljas Torad. I don't know what Liljas is. Torad is tears, right? At least in Norwegian and in Danish, I guess. N is one, so a something's tears. Oh, Yuri. Oh, is Yuri Lilia? Is that what Yuri? I guess this is the translation in English. Yuri tears in Lilja's Torad. Does Yuri mean Lilia in Danish or Norwegian? I've never heard of that. I don't know what Yuri even means. Maybe I'll look it up later. Yuri tears. Okay. As a result of Lady Beatrice's death, I'm releasing this incomplete tale in accordance with her will. In reading this work, I was reminded of her long years of sadness and couldn't hold back my tears. But at the same time, I felt pity for her. Although she was searching for someone who had love, I am sad to say that, ironically, her heart was filled with anger at those who did not. She once told me that it was fine if her story only reached one person in 1,000. However, that was wrong. Out of those 1,000 people, she wished her story would reach even one more person. If you asked her, she would surely laugh and deny it, but those were, without question, her true feelings. In the beginning, I was uncertain about releasing this manuscript. I thought that I should hide it, so as to preserve her mystery for the 1 in 1,000 savior she spoke so often about. But as I read and reread it, I began to realize. Okay, as I read. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Is it past tense or present tense? But as I read and reread it, I began to realize that the manuscript was a message with no destination address. It was a wish that she never realized she had. But now I understand it, and I think it should be granted. That is the reason I decided to release this incomplete manuscript. After you read this, it doesn't matter what your feelings towards the woman named Beatrice are, whether it's love or anger. But if you can, okay, now you know. I gotta go back for that one. But I began to realize that the manuscript was a manuscript with no destination address. But if you can, try to stop me. Please kill me quickly. If only you had never come back. You really gonna do this to me right now? If only you had never come back, yeah? I wish I'd never been born. Thank you for being born. It's such a good OST too. It's my favorite one, y'all know. Wait, oh, missed that one. Why am I unable to love anyone? Oh no, man. Oh wait, please. I don't. I don't care what conclusion. Just kill me and end my story to, or take my story to an end, something like that. And that's really tragic. Try to reach her feelings, buried in the deepest part of the story. She said that she wrote 2 stories and revealed 1. However, that was also wrong. She wrote 3 stories and revealed 1. By reading this incomplete manuscript, you will know 2 of those stories. I would like you to reach the 3rd and final one with your own power. As another woman, I strongly wish that of those reading this work. Without love, it cannot be seen. Those are her words, but I shall repeat them. Love exists in everyone's hearts. Her true tragedy was that she couldn't see that. My deepest thanks go out to everyone who helped with the compilation of this book. Especially to my assistant, Anzu, Lanor A. Knox. And that's it, okay. Okay, that felt shorter than expected. Because I felt like I was yapping a lot, but I guess that's it, that's the end. Alright, and this is last note, okay. Ooh, peace? Is that, ooh, okay. New character maybe? Alright, well, maybe we've gotten spoiled by the thumbnail about what's coming next, but okay, don't worry guys, I'm not reading what she's saying here, so it's probably not a big spoil, it's not a big deal. Besides, last note is a 3-hour joint, so again, it's not that long. It's not as long as a whole Umineko episode, so no worries there. But that was our confession. So, a couple things to check out, if we can. That was my pencil case. Don't worry, guys. We're good. First things first, the whole Twilight thing. I wanted to check that out. How the Twilights went in Umineko. Because they mentioned that the 3rd. So yeah, that's it for our confession, y'all. We've finished reading it. So for anyone wondering, but okay, let's get to it. So, Epitaph in Umineko, right? Now I'm not googling it to obviously get spoilers. I've already read the visual novel. The point is not to get spoilers. The point is to read the English translation. Okay, here we go. I found the English translation of the epitaph. On the 2nd twilight, those who remain shall tear apart the 2 who are close. On the 3rd twilight, those who remain shall praise my noble name. See, 3rd twilight was praise the noble name. So George's thing here was inaccurate, right? That's the point I was trying to get at. Was it here? Was it before this scene? Was it this scene? No, it was after. After Kumasawa was killed. It would have been here. After this. What does George say again? Here. 4th, 5th, and 6th twilight. So 4th, gouge the head. 5th, gouge the chest. 6th, gouge the stomach. Now Kumasawa is the seventh Twilight because her knee was the one that was carved, right? So she's the seventh. Eighth would have been Kanon, or sorry, Shannon in the chapel. Seventh is Kumasawa. Sixth, fifth, and fourth is Kanon, not Nanjo, Kanon, Genji, and Dogora. So yeah, so I was right about that because I remember third one was like praising her noble name. So three, at least three people have already been killed. Oh, yeah, cause yeah, no, they found that's the thing, they found Connell's corpse. They didn't find Kumasawa's corpse. George's sentence would make sense if they found Kumasawa's corpse, cause then it's like, okay, she's the seventh pilot. What about the fourth, fifth, and sixth? That means there's three others. But because they found Connell's corpse, then it doesn't make sense. But maybe you guys have a better answer to me than that. And then, and it's anything else? I think that was it. I don't think there was anything else I wanted to. Yeah, because this was the. Then this is the discussion they had at the end between Lauren and Beato. The incomplete story. Uh, Interesting thing that was brought up at the end here um, is that she wrote three stories, right? Yeah, she wrote two stories and revealed one. But she actually wrote three and only revealed one. And then she wants me to find what the third one is, right? She wants us, the reader. So that's interesting. What do we think she means by she wrote three and now we got two revealed, right? The complete one, or I should say, what we read in the visual novel, that was what the surface of it. The incomplete is what we just got here, Our Confession with Lionel, and this puts into perspective a lot of things, right? So then the question is, what about the third one that Lionel wants us to read this incomplete to figure out? And I guess that is the whole without love it cannot be seen thing. Um, and the way I see it, the third and final one that we should find with our own power would then be, you know what I'm saying, Beato's inner motivations, right? Surely. Because this would explain why Beato did any of this. Why Yasuda did any of this, why she wants this prince of that. It just reveals how she set up the different game boards for Batter to solve, right? But especially the reason why especially I say this is because this thing, right? Please kill me quickly. If only I'd never come back. I wish I'd never been born. These, this is the third one that Donna wants us to figure out on our own. These are like Beato's inner feelings, right? The whole thing of I want someone to find out, you know, this young girl's in love's feelings, right? That's Beato mentions that. Now, of course, we kind of got. Yeah, see, try to reach her feelings within the deepest part of her story. Exactly. That's what the third story Beato wanted to tell is. She wanted someone to understand her feelings beyond just reading her manuscripts and deciphering the mysteries, right? That's the complete and incomplete story, or the release story and the incomplete story. But she wants us to find out her deepest feelings. So we kind of have that. The manga completely wrecks that open, right? So Lano tells us to figure it out on our own power, but there's not. I mean, I already read the manga, so that's kind of like blows that out of the way. But at the same time, the visual novel kind of not reveals it, not the way the manga does, but it's pretty clear about it. So when I did read the manga for Confession of the Golden Witch, I already everything that was said in the manga didn't add anything to me. At least it was like kind of confirming what we more or less arrived at. Yeah, conclusion wise, it was like we got some nice tidbits of details, I guess. Like some nice details, like oh, okay, cool, okay, I guess that's one way. Okay, that's how they decided to do that. Or okay, so Yasuda was this and that. Okay, some small details, but the overall conclusion, over inner feelings, got across in episode 7, especially in 6, and obviously all the episodes really gets her message across to some degree. So, but it says Confession of the Golden Witch didn't add much, but I'm assuming that's what Loner here is saying that the third story is. So, yeah. But that's it for our confession, y'all, of the Golden Witch. this was fun. It was fun to read, the perspective of how Beato went about setting up, how Beato went about setting up the epitaph murders, how she went about, saying, faking it, saying, how she got accomplices. Because this is an example of how, because she wanted Cross and Nazi to be accomplices. But this is how in all different game boards she would have written in the message bottles, how she would have went about also setting up, like in the previous episodes we saw Rosa, being an accomplice, or how Eva could have been an accomplice or right in all the various episodes, how different characters could have been accomplices, different family members, how that would have been feasible, how would they been forced in that position, despite the whole thing with Kin's already being dead and all that. So it's cool to see this perspective of it, even though more or less we kind of knew of this perspective's existence, that okay, there was an aspect to this that was that happened in the background. We just never got to read it directly because it's a mystery story. But now that it's become unraveled because Lana released the manuscript, it's nice to see this perspective of it. So yeah, for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this reaction to our confession. My reaction to our confession. I think it was definitely a nice, worthwhile read. Definitely worth, like I said, worth reading to gain that extra perspective. Honestly, so I'm happy I read this extra story. Hopefully, I'll be equally as happy, if not more, reading Last Note of the Golden Witch, because that seems to be the big one to be reading. So excited for that. But for now, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Me reading through our confession at least as much as I enjoyed reading through it myself. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time for last note, I guess. This is what we'll be doing next time. It's 3 hours, so we'll split it to three 1 hour videos. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there's my video. Hey! Hey, I did say I recorded it 20 hours ago. See that? Time's accurate. That's my video. Hey guys, wanna watch my own video on our confession part 2? That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. So once again, thank you, Lambda Delta. I should say that. I don't think I shouted them out when I first started this second part. But shout out Lambda Delta for giving this to us, the console version of our confession to us, this extra story, for sure. So, um, I mean, yeah, this is my video uploaded 22 hours ago. Dang, 18 views? Okay, y'all. Y'all hit it up. Rack those views up. Let's go. That's good, to be fair. I'm not used to getting 18 views. Alright. Damn. Wait, can you like your own video? I'm liking my own video. That just feels strong. Like, of course I like my own video. Guys, welcome to. I bet this is tripping you guys out. Like, you're hearing me talk, but you're also hearing me talk within the video. it's Inception. Oh, it says 1 day ago now. Oh, okay, I guess because it took me like 2 hours to read this, or yeah, 2 hours to read this. Yeah, part or 1 hour. How long is this video right now? That I'm recording now. Yeah, I don't know. Have I gotten any no new comments since? Top is selected, so you'll see featured comments. Oh, okay. I haven't got any new comments. These are the comment. This is the comment I was talking about last time. That this explains the actions that accomplices like Evan Hidoshi did in episode 1 and Rose in episode 2. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, and the reason they may have acted the way they did. Yeah, exactly. So this our confessions thing definitely answers some questions there. Peak finally came back. Hey, yeah, welcome back. I said that too. Yeah, welcome back. Fisha Gris. I don't know how to say either of your names, by the way. Fisha Gris, and I've always struggled with this name. I think I tried it before when I made the Kasumi video, which might be here too. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. When I made this not Kasumi, Katasumi and 10-4's video. I think I did say because you were the one that recommended me to react to that. Let's see. Joaquin? Jovan? Jovain? Jovan? Okay, see, this is. I should not be trying. I'll call you Quinn. Like I said, the Quinn was supposed to be the nickname. I don't know why I fell back on that, but yeah. Dang, a bunch of my videos appearing in my recommended section. Like, It's YouTube's telling me to watch my own videos. Like I recorded this a couple weeks ago. This recorded 3 days ago. This is a month ago. This live stream. It's a live stream. This is the ending, the trick end of the manga a month ago. Is it all like recent stuff? The spring reaction 9 days ago. Is it all recent stuff? This is stuff from like further back, 2 weeks ago, 7 months ago. Wow, winter anime from 7 months ago. Okay, anything older? Like anything like 2 years ago, a year ago? Crazy game I've ever played. That was a pretty crazy game, to be fair. All Naruto Shippuden openings. Yeah, let's watch that, guys. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I've never. They're exactly 30 minutes. Are there 10 Naruto Shippuden openings? No, they're not. Wait, what am I talking about? It will be. They're a minute 30. It will be 15 openings. Yeah, 15 openings. A minute 30 would be 30 minutes. Wait, what? I'm tripping balls. 20. What? Yes, 20. Yes. 20 openings times 1.5 minutes per opening gives you 30, a 30-minute video. Yeah, well, that's an interesting one to interesting video to be in my recommended feed. I keep getting this Clanad mix. I watched one Clanad OST video like a long time ago, like over a year ago now, when my cousin, yeah, my cousin left this this realm, put it like that. So wanted to give him, that special shout out because you know what I'm saying, Clanad was his favorite story. And then did not watch this specific video, but watch one Clanad OST that made me very emotional. This OST is so sad. So and since then I keep getting Clanad recommended to me. Clanad OSTs recommended this sad soundtrack. And my own videos apparently. I don't really even be watching my own videos. The only reason I click on my own videos is to read comments. But YouTube keeps recommending me them to my feed. As if I'm some sort of frigging narcissist who spends time watching his own videos all the time. Girls Dead Monster playlist? What? 2 hours of Girls Dead Monster? Girls Dead Monster did not that much music? Wasn't it like a little bit in Angel Beats and that's it? What the frick? Episode 1 original end? What? Dang, so yeah, like I said, Lamb Delta just straight up uploads full on episodes on YouTube. You can probably read console versions of the entire episodes on YouTube. You don't even need to, buy the visual novel like I did. You can just go to Lambda Delta, I'm sure. Right? Like let's look at Lambda Delta. Like, can I just read all the episodes here? Like, you don't need to buy and read the visual. Like, you don't need Umineko project. You just go here and then you go. This is Espanol. Okay, I did not. So can I read Higurashi here? Oh my god, I can. Because I've always been like wanted to read Higurashi, but low key, if it's all here, are there any choices? Why is it so? Why is this video so short? 5 minutes? Gameplay part 7? Why? This is just episode 1, right? I'm confused. Why are they so short? Why are there like 9-minute videos and then 1 hour videos? I'm confused. I'm confused by this. But yeah, I guess you can just go to Land Delta, read Higurashi, Minako, maybe even Kikonia. I don't know. Oh, Kikonia Phase 1, yes, you can just go here and read Kikonia. See, look at that. Damn. I don't know anything about what Kikonia is about. Oh, it's her! How do you say her name? Takano? Is that her name? Takano? She appears in Kikonia for some reason. Part 7? Oh, so is that the finale of Kikonia Phase 1? Are there Phase 2s? I don't know. Are there more phases? Okay, Answer Arcs original gameplay. So I can just go in here and read all the Answer Arcs. That's all of episodes 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Damn. It's with the original sprites though, that's the only thing, but otherwise, yeah. Question Arcs original gameplay. Okay. Higurashi Ho. I'm not a ho. Higurashi Outbreak console version. Dang, okay. Alright, shout out Lambda Delta. A bunch of Rikishi content they upload to their channel. Episode 4 PS3 port. Oh, see, look at that. You can read the entirety of episode 4 here. What the heck? Only 21 videos? Dude, episode 4 felt way longer than this, reading it. Like, look at this. 11 minutes. Episode 4 felt like hours to read. Like, so many hours. This person made it seem like, oh, it's only like a 15-hour read. But to me, it felt like 40 hours to read. I guess if you're yapping like me and stopping a lot, it feels longer than it actually should be. Like, if I was to read through it here, I'd be quick if I just went through it quick. This is a long part. Almost 3 hours here, but alright, okay. Episode 3 port, episode 2, episode 1, bang, bang, bang. You can just tear through these. Oh, this was recorded 8 years ago too. So this was like recorded and uploaded before I even before I started reading Umineko. You know, I started 4 years ago. This came out twice as long ago, 8 years ago. That's crazy. Okay. Onikakushi, I'm assuming that's Higurashi. So I can just come here and read Higurashi too. Low key. Alright, okay, we're done here. We're not gonna do that though. Episode 8 PS3 port as well. Dang. 5 years ago. Okay, that's more recent. So that, because this makes sense though, because my friend told me the reason why he never got to finish reading episode 8 and I think a good chunk of episode 7 is because the port didn't exist yet at the time when he was reading Umineko. Rose Gun Stays. I've heard of this. I've never actually read it. I don't know what it's about at all. I don't know nothing about it. Okay, but I've gone really off topic. But the main point is to shout out Lamp Delta. That's it. And then for providing these extra content. We'll come back next time for Last of the Golden Witch. Thank you guys for sticking around through this yap session. Making a 45-minute video as long as it, whatever it ended up being. I don't know how long we've been recording now. But yes, see you guys next time for Lesson of the Golden Witch, and that will truly be the final Mineko thing I do. Hopefully, like I'm moving on to other things for real. So 3 Lesson of the Golden Witch videos, right? It's a 3-hour long video. I'll split it up into 3 parts, and that will be it for y'all. All right, that'll be it for Mineko. So hopefully by then I can finally say, all right, y'all, we're done with Mineko. I hope you enjoyed watching the series and going through with it along with me throughout all these years. We spent a lot of years doing this, as much as I enjoyed going through them. But yeah, for now, hope you guys enjoyed for sure me reading through our confession. As much as I enjoyed reading through it myself. Very worthwhile reading. I'm glad I did it. So yeah, next time, last note. See y'all then. All right then. Peace.